Hey, what's up? Thanks for pressing play. This week on the show, has Ben Affleck's Batman movie found its Robin? Doctor Strange may have slightly less bland, forgettable music than the other Marvel movies. We got a tiny teaser trailer for the next Guardians of the Galaxy and an awesome trailer for the third Wolverine movie, Logan, and Marvel Comics pushing their X-Men books again. All this plus random thoughts from this week's comic book TV and a speakpipe where you're going to learn about a little-known Marvel imprint from Clive Barker, all in this edition of the Jock and Nerd Weekly for Friday, October 21st, 2016.
It's the Jock and Nerd Podcast with your hosts, Anthony and Imran.
Welcome to the Jock and Nerd Podcast, dear listener. My name is Imran.
My name's Anthony.
He's the Jock.
And he's the nerd.
And he's the Rugboy. What's up, Rugs?
What's up, dudes?
That's the weirdest deja vu I just had. Look, Rugs, did you know Anthony's been working on his snatch?
Oh, shit.
How's that been going, Anthony?
Needs a lot of work.
I've been working on my snatch.
Have you been working on your snatch? How much can you snatch, Rugs?
Yeah, like Trump. I'm grabbing everything by the pussy.
We're going back to this.
That was last week.
Yeah, that was last week's bit. This week's bit
That's a callback if you've been a loyal listener.
This week's bit is he hates bad hair jobs that are called hombres because he doesn't know how to say a fucking Mexican
or you refer to women as just a nasty woman.
While they're talking, right after you've said nobody respects women more than I do. Nobody.
Right.
Anyways, how's your snatch, Anthony? What are you working up to?
Shit, dude. You don't even want to know what my snatch is right now.
Look, we're talking about a weightlifting move. Everyone relax, okay?
Oh, shit.
No, don't send the emails just yet. Listen, I'm proud of you.
I was actually talking about a snatch.
Okay, that's fine.
All I got to say is don't eat a ton of Mike and Ike's because it'll just ruin your fucking workout.
Mike and Ike's fucked up the Jock, and he was not able to make it to his CrossFit workout.
Lame.
No.
I'm sorry, dude. You should know better than to eat a box of Mike and Ike's.
I thought I had an iron stomach, but I guess not.
Listen, you got to watch out for the Ikes.
The Mike part is fine. It's all the Ike motherfuckers.
Yeah, that Ike.
Yeah, they'd slap you like Tina.
Short for Eisenhower. Who even knows who uses that name anymore? Anyways, this is all nonsense. If you're a new listener, this is not what we usually talk about. What we talk
yes,
about.
It is.
Well, I guess it is, in a way. But then we eventually move on to the meat of our show, which is the Jock and Nerd Weekly. We're going to discuss a bunch of news articles related to fun comic book, TV, and movie stuff. We have some random TV musings for those of us who were able to watch the shows this week. And we got a speak pipe from Mr. Throwback Thursday that sent me in a flurry of Google research, which is the second time he's done that. So good on him for making me do things.
Dude, before we get into that, though, are you guys aware of how we're recording this on Friday, October 21st?
Correct.
Are you aware that Chicago might erupt tomorrow?
Tomorrow, it could happen tomorrow. Sunday, the Chicago Cubs are one game away from being in the World Series.
That's right.
Whoa.
Shit. Which is pretty crazy because
that would be the first time since 1945.
108 years.
108 years since they've won.
Oh.
But 1945 is the last time they've even been this far.
They made it this far.
Wow.
That far.
Because last year they didn't.
Even worse than the Mets.
They didn't make it out of the first round, right? Last year?
No, they made it out of the first round. They got to this point last year and got swept by the Mets.
They got swept in this round.
Yeah, the National League Championship Series.
They choked at it.
Well, look, I bought some padlocks and some chains, and I'll be on the porch with my shotgun and make sure nobody burns anything down.
Tomorrow, if they win this weekend, that'll be the first of celebrations. But
Like, what do you
the
think's
one that'll
gonna
burn down.
Actually happen though, Anthony.
Oh, the city might burn.
Would it be worse if they didn't make it?
No. The worst thing possible in terms of like buildings and cars and fire is them winning it all.
Yeah, because everybody expects them to suck.
Right,
So.
right. If we lose, it's just, people will be angry.
Yeah, but it was no devastation.
But it's not 108 years worth of pent up celebration.
Wow.
When people celebrate, they just like to destroy things.
That's
what's going to happen.
No, that is what's going to happen. And, I'm the nerd. I don't give a fuck. But honestly, this is like such a historic moment for Chicago. It's going to be kind of cool to just be here when it happened and then run for cover, ducking from like Molotov cocktails and shit.
You just got to stay away from like Wrigleyville.
I'm very, you know where I live?
If it happens.
I live
if it happens.
kind of close to Wrigleyville.
You're still far.
Okay, good. I'm in the safe zone. It's going to be like The Walking Dead afterwards. Boy. All right, everyone, just stockpile some supplies, and I'll see you on the other side. Let's get to the news.
You're not going to make
The
it.
Jock and Ned podcast.
Okay, look, I got to thank our Facebook group and Daniel Nosker for continuing to post stuff that it's helping me out, helping me make the show notes for this episode, stuff to talk about. So if you, listener, want to contact us, you got anything you want to say, just go to jockandnerd.com/contact, and there's a bunch of ways. The Facebook group is a lot of fun. And we're going to start with usually start with some DCEU news. This one is really weird. It's a crazy rumor regarding who may or may not be playing a Robin in Ben Affleck's solo The Batman movie. In a recent announcement, Joe Manganiello obviously said he's playing Deathstroke Slade Wilson in the film. And it turns out Anna Kendrick teased that she's very interested in playing Carrie Kelly Robin in a DC movie, which is The Dark Knight Returns Robin. Then
Whoa.
Joe Manganiello Instagrams a photo of himself back to back with Anna Kendrick, serious faces, hashtag Deathstroke, and hashtag Robin, hashtag Mohegan Sun 20. What does this mean, fellas?
This is how they're breaking things now with Joe Manganiello?
Is he just like
Instagram pics?
Yeah, is he just like, look, I'm just going to post whatever I want. I don't give a fuck. Or is he fucking with people? Are they having
Where the
fun?
fuck is El Miambe?
Where's anything? Where's Harry Knowles?
Yeah.
You know where Devin Faraci isn't. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
You ain't going to be reporting on this. Thoughts, you guys, on this? Is this just some fun fuckery on social media?
I don't know. I'm confused by it, but I mean, Anna Kendrick is not a bad pick. I'd say like she's fine, but like anybody can really play Carrie Kelly, but I feel like that she may be too old a little bit, but
yeah, I always thought Carrie Kelly was a little younger.
She's got weird legs. Like when she runs, she looks weird. Like she doesn't look cool running. She doesn't have an athletic like run to her. You know?
Anne Hathaway, to her credit, we didn't think that she would have made a great Catwoman, but I thought she was great.
Was she a great Catwoman though?
Well, she looked great in the suit, and she got the moves down.
I mean, she was okay. I'm not gonna say she's the essential.
Anna Kendrick's great in the Pitch Perfect movies. I know that she can sing.
Yeah,
but
I mean, look, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Anthony, do you care who plays Carrie Kelly Robin?
I mean, I don't really care, but what do I think of this? I think it's a weird way if this is true. I think it's a weird way to release
Absolutely.
This information. But
Yeah.
I mean, why else would you put that?
Right?
So I have to almost feel like it is going to be her. And she kind of looks like Carrie Kelly. I mean, she's short. She's got like, she's pretty, but she's not that like classic, like girly girl pretty. Like even though she's been in Pitch Perfect and singing.
Yeah.
Like I could see her pulling off a tomboy real easily.
That's true. I don't know how I feel about them wanting to use the Carrie Kelly Robin. Like, boy, these got a hard on for the Dark Knight Returns. Like, this is where you got to start. We know there's a dead Robin, but there's two other fucking Robins that you could introduce before you even get to the Carrie Kelly Robin.
Well, yeah, Tim Drake's getting stepped over.
Yep.
He's getting it up the ass.
Well, what about an
Damian
older?
Wayne's getting it up the ass.
Oh, you have Damian and an older Dick Grayson you could bring in. Like, we like enough with the Dark Knight. Come on.
Yeah, I'd like to see an old Dick.
An old Dick would be great. He'd make a great Dick.
Nightwing.
Remember, somebody also posted in our Facebook group, Stephen Yoon as a Nightwing in there. And I was like, yeah, he'd make a good Dick. Why not? Make him Asian. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like
that'd be
it.
cool too. I don't know. I mean, Carrie Kelly, Robin never really made that big of an impression on me, but who knows? I mean, but that's the thing though. You can take that character anywhere because it's not really necessarily an iconic character.
That's a
either.
good point also. Yeah.
Well, the thing is, it's like Carrie Kelly only exists in the Dark Knight universe.
That's true. And
so why would she be in regular canon or in
They actually kind of pretty recently brought her into regular canon through the new 52.
Oh, they did?
Wait a minute. What?
How did they do that?
Yeah.
Do you remember?
I don't remember how, but I remember there being a Carrie Kelly in the current DC universe.
She's in the new Dark Knight.
Yeah, that's what I remember. Dark Knight 3, which is still coming out after like a month and a year. I don't know how long this book has been coming out. It's very slow.
Yeah.
And it's kind of annoying. But we'll see. Like, this is a weird way. Like, did they just let Joe do whatever he wants? He's like, fuck you guys. I'm fucking posting this. but that's all I've heard is from the one Instagram. So, but speaking of Warner Brothers,
she debuted in Batman and Robin 19 by Peter Tomasi.
Oh, really? I read that and totally forgot.
Prime Earth continuity, Carrie Kelly made her first appearance there. She's a sophomore in college in that continuity.
Huh. That's interesting. I wonder where she is in the Rebirth, if she's even in Rebirth continuity.
Who knows?
Which is
probably. I mean, they
who can keep track of this shit?
I know. It's so convoluted. So convoluted. Well, I'll tell you who should probably start keeping track of this shit is AT&T. Why? Because AT&T is reportedly in advanced talks to purchase Time Warner. And that is the media conglomerate that owns Warner Brothers and DC Entertainment. These guys, this story broke just today, and Bloomberg is saying they want to reach an agreement by Monday to beat out other possible buyers such as Apple or Google. They're already comparing this merger to Comcast's 2011 purchase of NBC Universal. AT&T bought DirecTV last year for $50 billion. Becoming the nation's largest pay TV service. They would have control not only of DC Entertainment, Warner Brothers Film, TV, and Interactive units, but also Hanna-Barbera Productions, HBO, CNN, Cartoon Network, and Time Warner jointly owns the CW with CBS. Time Warner is valued at about $65 billion. So AT&T is fast tracking. They want to drop 65 big ones to purchase this whole thing. These things are crazy. Like I'm always interested when
this is nothing but bad. But
why is this bad, Ruggs, in your opinion?
Huh?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think that the fact that Warner Brothers is going to be not the biggest priority for AT&T, which is their first priority is to be a communications by telephone and information and data.
Right.
So this is going to take before Time Warner, that was the priority was Time Warner. It's their company. Now it's going to be kind of like maybe third priority.
Well, it might not be the first priority, but whenever huge companies buy these other things, they're either buying out their competition, or in this case, they're probably buying Warner Brothers, DC Entertainment because they see value there and they want to grow the business. Because you don't buy something just to let it die usually, unless it's competition. You're buying this to potentially grow it and flip it into something even bigger. So they might see a lot of value in this. Yeah. It might be like, all right, well, now we got to put some money behind this and grow this side of our business.
Well, how do you think they're going to do that? They're just going to pump a bunch of money into stuff?
They have, what do they have? DirecTV.
DirecTV, yeah.
They might integrate more stuff into, DirecTV platform, or maybe they might have their own eventual like Netflix sort of thing.
Maybe they're looking into original content
or
DirecTV like everybody else is doing. But then the CW and the Netflix deals, and there's all these other deals. Like, it's really confusing. But really, it's only fucking 6 media companies that own everything when it comes down to it. So,
to be honest, I didn't know AT&T still existed.
Look, I'll tell you, I have AT&T for my phone, and I am grandfathered into the unlimited data plan, which they don't offer anymore. And it's hilarious because every time I go to get a new phone, they try to talk me into their friends and family plan. And I'm like, no, shut the fuck up. Just give me another phone. Don't change anything. Fuck off. I'm keeping my unlimited data. I know you don't want me to have it, but I can never leave AT&T. So I just hope this doesn't hurt,
we kind of have the same thing going on with T-Mobile.
Yeah,
we're grandfathered into something we shouldn't have.
Yes, and they try to talk you out of it. It's hilarious.
Oh yeah, they try to switch it all the time.
It's so funny, and I'm like, nope, fuck off, leave it the way.
I don't know if this is. I don't know. I don't really know what to make of this other than that's interesting.
I mean, if they just paid, they have $50 billion last year, and they got money. They got another $65 billion that they want to just hand over. It could be the money could be good for everything.
Well, that'll mean like Comcast and basically owns NBC. Right, and then AT&T owns like DC Warner.
You may be,
it's like 6.
It may be down to 2 though.
Having some kind of insight onto these buyouts that happen.
Yeah.
Usually, what happens is that the company comes in, they pump a bunch of money in, and if the thing starts making dough, then everything's cool. But if it starts losing money, then we got trouble.
Then what do? They drop it. They lay it. There'll be layoffs.
No, they start dipping their hands in there, trying to control the problem, And that's when shit gets worse.
Well, you're kind of seeing this with the UFC purchase. Real recently, WME-IMG, huge talent agency, bought the UFC for $4 billion.
Right.
And like came out like this week, they cut like 15% of their workforce.
Oh,
and like
shit.
all their like
The layoffs are starting.
all their like international heads, they've just cut off. Like basically, they've cut like their head of Europe, head of Asia, closing down offices all over the world. So they're like downsizing things a little bit, making it a little bit more American.
I mean, but if you think business wise, like if I'm spending $65 billion on something, the first thing I'm going to do is see where I can trim some of the fat.
Oh yeah, definitely. AT&T is going to cut a lot of people from their jobs, probably.
Wow.
You don't buy another company and then just not have your people run it. You're going to have to get rid of all those other people in prior place.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting. We'll come see if after the weekend's over. It sounds like they want to do this right away.
I don't know if you'll see anything right away.
No, you won't see any changes, but we'll know.
Yeah, it'll take like a year or two if this actually happens.
Yeah, we'll know if it happens. So it's just pretty crazy.
Because they'll probably like maintain status quo until like everything is transitioned over, and then you'll start to see some of the fingerprints come on there.
Fingers crossed, everybody, for people's jobs. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, one more thing.
Yeah.
You didn't like when Disney bought Marvel.
Yeah.
It was kind of like status quo for a little bit with the movies.
Yeah.
And then now you're seeing more of the integration with Disney characters
is a
into
good
movies.
point. Yes.
And
Yeah, but that's the difference is that Disney is a media company that makes movies and does things and does these tentpole franchises.
They have experience in this.
Yeah, so AT&T, all they do is run a second-rate, cell company.
That what, and that's what.
It's not even the number one company in its field.
But they've been around for a long time. But Ruggs, that's what I was thinking is. Do they have any experience in creating content, producing movies, or will they be smart enough to let the people?
I'm just saying,
who know what they're doing.
Even win at their own game.
Mm-hmm.
How are they going to lead a company?
Yikes! Well,
that's losing to Disney.
You'll see. Yeah. And that's probably part of one of the reasons they want this is to compete with the Disney. So we'll see in a couple of years what happens.
You think DC movies are bad now?
Exactly. Oh shit! Wait till
it's gonna be AT&T phone plugs all over the place.
AT&T fucking product placement of everybody's watching DirecTV on all the CW shows for some reason.
That's right.
I don't know. All right, let's move on to some Marvel MCU news. Doctor Strange gets closer and closer, guys. They just had the premiere, which I watched a little bit of live on Marvel's YouTube channel.
What a loser.
Early reviews are out. By the time this show posts, I'm just going to ignore that. The review embargo will be lifted, so you'll be seeing reviews when you're listening to this show. And we have a runtime. The movie is going to run 1 hour and 54 minutes, 49 seconds, according to the British Board of Film Classification. So it's just shy of most Marvel movies who run.
What are the early reviews looking like? I can't click on any.
Well, I did put a link in there. I didn't want to spoil it. Basically,
positive or negative?
Positive.
Okay.
But especially for the special effects for Benedict Cumberbatch. And here is what the coolest comment I saw come up over and over again. It harkens back to Iron Man 1 in the sense that you can walk into this movie. It's kind of a fresh origin reboot. And a lot of people are like, it reminded me of the freshness of seeing Iron Man for the first time, which I was like, I love everything that I'm hearing. So, I don't think it's going to be like it's going to be number one MCU movie for everyone, but
no.
But it's going to bring in a lot of different audiences. It's trippy as fuck. Everything we've seen, everything seems to be on track for a really fun adventure.
Do you think it's going to do well?
Yeah, I think so.
Money
wise,
like
you mean?
Civil War? Well,
no.
Like Ant-Man well,
or like Ant-Man well, or Guardians well.
Yeah. I think it has the potential to be Guardians well, but I don't think it'll hit Guardians just because ensemble cast, Chris Pratt. I mean, there was a lot of weirdness going on with it. I think Doctor Strange will do better than Ant-Man. I think it'll be in that middle tier between Ant-Man and Guardians.
Yeah, it looks trippy. So they put out, I thought this was really interesting. They put out the end credit score for the movie. And it's strange.
Pun intended.
Yes. But remember a while back there was that video. I'm actually going to play a little bit of this in the background because it's pretty interesting what they're doing. Remember that video calling out Marvel movies for all having just bland, unforgettable music.
Wasn't I the one that linked that?
That was you, yes.
That was
to her,
me.
yes. And how you can't hum any of them. And, you know,
They're not memorable.
They're not memorable. And the problem may be a lot of something called temp music, where a lot of times they put in a scratch score and the director ends up cutting to that and tells the composer, I want it to sound like this. And a lot of times the composer will literally just recreate the same fucking scratch temp music, making everything really generic. So Doctor Strange score for this movie is being done by the legendary composer Michael Giacchino, who has worked on Jurassic World, Star Trek Beyond, and Inside Out. He's working with Marvel Studios for the very first time. And this, I don't know if you guys play it and listen to it, this is very unique. It's a good start. I'm not saying it's...
Are you playing it right now?
I'm playing it in the background, yes.
Because I just listened to a little bit of it while you were playing it. And I'm going to completely disagree.
Okay.
There is nothing that stands out about this score. What are you talking about?
I think it's trippy.
This is totally mood music.
I think it's a little more. I'm saying it's a baby step in the right direction. I'd say it's completely like a hummable theme.
I love it when you shut Imran down.
But no, listen, this is why. It has elements of trippy Pink Floyd 70s synth. It's got weird like Renaissance fair lute. It's got some sitar in it. I feel like it matches what the tone of this trippy psychedelic movie will be.
Is this a score that you're going to hum?
Well, you can't hum any of these.
Yeah, but I'm saying like that's what a good score will do. You'll remember that forever.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're going to remember this. You can barely. I mean, you have it at a very low volume, but you can barely even. What is this? This is elevator music right now.
It's not though. It's like new agey. It reminds me of Yanni a little bit too, or like that kind of thing. It's like new agey meets 70s trippy rock.
Live at the Acropolis with Dr. Strange.
Yes, some of it. Some of it is
I don't
like
know.
a Western.
Rugboy can decide. What is Rugboy?
Rex, what are your thoughts?
It's kind of reminiscent of the theme music to Farscape and Doctor Who.
Oh.
So it's got like I think they're aping Doctor Who. I think that's what they're going for. But see, Farscape was this really crazy sci-fi show back in the early 2000s.
Yeah, I used to watch it. It was fun.
And yeah, it was a really fun show with Jim Henson, puppets in it and shit. And, of course, puppets.
Yeah, that's
but it had like a very like I'm not gonna say sitar, but it had like a lot of this like chanting in it.
Yes.
And in place of the chanting, they put the sitar. But basically, it's and then you take a little Doctor Who, and then you got the Doctor Strange.
I'll give you this. If this is playing during an awesome scene, I might remember this a little more. I'm hearing this in the back at a very low volume on a podcast. So
I think it's the end credits scene, though. I'm wondering if it will.
Yeah, but I'm sure that they might use this during the movie.
I don't hate it. I don't hate it like Anthony hates it, but I mean, it is a little reminiscent of Doctor Who to me.
But
it feels Doctor.
I feel it's out of all the music we've got in these movies, this is the most unique to me.
Well, that's because you don't remember.
You don't think it sounds like Farscape a little bit, Imran?
I mean, I barely remember Farscape. I like all the influences. Can
you play the Farscape theme?
No. Doesn't matter.
Wow, what an ass.
I'm not. Then I gotta find it and look it up and put it.
No, it's all right. I'm just kidding.
No, look, it's. I don't know. I was digging it. I like that Giacchino is excited to do this.
No, I think it's actually it's okay.
What is the Jurassic World? Do you guys remember the Jurassic World theme?
No.
Everybody
remembers the Jurassic Park theme.
I remember the Jurassic Park theme.
Oh, I wonder if that was similar. What was the Jurassic Park theme? Could you hum that one? Oh yeah. See, that's a good score.
Yeah, that's a good fucking. Marvel has not been able
not
to.
Not yet.
Other than Guardians. Guardians was the one.
What's Guardians?
Pitch Perfect humming.
Guardians is all the 70s and 80s songs.
Yeah. Well, that was
It's not even the theme. It's just great music.
Soundtrack. Yeah, this is they're trying to bring a score. Listen,
let's make Anthony hum more things.
Okay, hum Batman. Nothing can beat Danny Elfman's 1989 Batman.
I don't know.
Oh, you asshole.
Oh, that one.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Danny Elfman rocks. Okay, look, I'm excited for Doctor Strange. I cannot wait to see this.
Oh, this doesn't dampen my enthusiasm. I'm just saying it's not. I think
it's a baby step in the right.
I hope so.
Direction. Let's move on to another MCU movie that's coming out next year. Thor Ragnarok. Remember, Anthony, we saw this logo released and it was like, what is this fucking 80s video game weird retro logo for Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah, that's a fucking weird one.
Well, Taika Waititi, who I love saying his name, I kind of love Taika Waititi. He's talked about his inspiration for the logo and for the movie. He was on a Reddit AMA, Ask Me Anything. He was asked about the 1980s style logo. He said the logo was inspired by the 70s and 80s sci-fi fantasy art because our film feels like that, in quotes.
Cool.
Yeah, right? YTT also confirmed that audiences can expect a 1980s vibe from the film and more. He goes, I think Thor Ragnarok will be one of the most adventurous and most out there of all the Marvel movies. It's a crazy movie. So I love that. He also said that they let him have massive creative freedom. He's like, you can expect a Taika-esque tone. They've been very accepting of my style. This is shaping up to be like the best Thor movie possibly yet.
The only thing that could make it more like 80s and 90s is if Arnold Schwarzenegger, Jean-Claude Van Damme,
Stallone,
and Dolph Lundgren were all like Norsemen.
They were his buddies. That would be great.
Isn't there an 80s guy that's going to be in this? Is it?
I forget who the cast is.
I'll look it up. Keep talking.
They've also said already early comparisons to Guardians of the Galaxy, which is Waititi's favorite Marvel film so far. And he said that expect Bruce Banner to be the breakout star of the movie.
Geek boner.
Which is great because this is the closest we're going to get to like a solo Ruffalo Hulk movie, I think.
We're not getting 80s per se, but I mean, well, Jeff Goldblum.
Goldblum, yeah.
You got Carl Urban, who's more like recent. You got.
I saw his Dread finally. It was very good.
Kate Blanchett.
She's like 90s.
She's not 80s though, but she's in her 40s.
But
close to 80s, right?
I guess that is something to do with it.
No, that has nothing to do with anything.
They got 3 weeks left of filming. He's like, you can expect references to Doctor Strange. And this movie comes out a year from next month, November 3rd, 2017. But really, this sounds like the best Thor movie yet. They
don't have a very high bar to clear.
That's true.
I've liked the first two Thor movies, but I'll be even honest. They're not like the greatest films ever for sure.
Definitely not out of the MCU.
The only thing I'd say is I like that he has this freedom and he's going to go weird with it. Yeah. But Ragnarok, the term Ragnarok is the end of all things.
Yeah.
So I thought they were going in more of a Doomsday-esque sort of film. Yeah.
All of a sudden, it's kind of weird, like goofy, funny, and like if you think about that video with Thor and the Australian, roommate,
that was super goofy.
So imagine that kind of goofy tone in a Thor movie with Hulk.
I mean, they've kind of had that going already with Kat Dennings' character.
Yeah.
There's a lot of humor in the Thor movies.
Yeah. No, I think Taika is a really good choice. Like he's weird, he's different, he's got a lot of style.
He's from New Zealand.
He's a fucking Kiwi. Anthony, check our New Zealand downloads. But I can't wait for Thor. One more MCU, little bit of video. Guardians of the Galaxy 2 teaser trailer released, and well, it's just like okay-ish. They don't really show you much.
All right, let me call you out on that.
Yeah.
And I'm just playing devil's advocate because I actually kind of agreed it is okay. But haven't we been complaining that trailers give too much?
That's a good point.
So if this is actually just a teaser, which it really kind of is, there's really no plot. No. There's really nothing. There's not much dialogue. It's just shots.
Yeah.
It's just shots of things
Slow
happening.
Motion.
Yeah. Isn't that what we kind of...
It works as a tease. Yes, a good point. Don't give me too much.
But I will agree with you. That's not much. From what we've expected, what we've come to expect from trailers, I didn't get much out of it.
I just think that what a trailer has to do, especially a teaser, is just to be like, hey, look, this movie's coming out. Like, pay attention. It's going to come out soon. And then the actual trailer will come out and maybe tell you what the bad guy is, just so you know what to expect a little bit. But other than that, that's all you need to know in the trailers.
So did you like this teaser?
Yeah, it's a teaser.
There you go.
There's really not going to be anything interesting going on with the teaser.
But
16 downloads from New Zealand.
Okay, we're fine. No problem, Kiwis. But I always, even in my teasers, I need a little hit of something, a little punchline thing at the end. You kind of had
got one, right?
With the dialogue, but it wasn't strong. It wasn't.
You didn't like that?
They were having a conversation. They hugged it out. It's kind of funny. Oh wait, I didn't see this part.
He calls her pathetic.
No,
he calls him pathetic.
I missed the Rocket Raccoon part with Baby Groot. That's what I missed. Okay, I like this teaser now. That's what I meant. The
He's
little
lying
punch.
Right now.
No, I didn't see that part last time.
Really? You just were watching it now?
I thought I watched it, but I stopped it before the Rocket Raccoon Baby Groot reveal.
I liked the pathetic line.
Yeah, you're pathetic. You
gotta
need a
find
pathetic.
a woman that's
Yeah.
You need to find a woman that's pathetic. Like
Yes.
you, and then hugging her.
Yes.
I did like that, but I don't need too much comedy in these trailers because I don't want it to ruin the theater experience. So I guess even though I'm not impressed by the teaser accomplished its goal.
They did waste the joke though, but hopefully there's more.
They wasted one joke.
Hopefully there's more. And Baby Groot's in it, so he's not full Groot yet.
And you got the more of the 80s stuff again, the music, right?
Yeah, what was I forgot what the music was.
I don't know what the song is either. It sounds like it's from the 80s.
It's that Hooga Chaka song.
Yeah,
it's that same. Yeah, it's like that. Oh, that's right. It's the same which they used in the first movie.
There is one shot that kind of I'm watching it again. Yeah. There's Yondu and Rocket Raccoon walking.
Yeah.
Say that 10 times fast.
Rocket Raccoon.
And there's like floating people falling in slow motion.
Yeah, with the white faces. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah, that's happening. And it looks like Yondu and Nebula from the poster are on the Guardian Squad.
And who's that? That one head girl with the gold? Is that?
Nebula.
Oh, that's Nebula. It looks a little different. It looks like they added more. Made it look a little bit.
She's more nebulous.
She's more nebulous. So, so it may be like them teaming up with the good guys, joining forces to blah 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 blah.
Well, if you remember from prior news shows,
I don't remember any of those. But go ahead.
Kurt Russell is playing Mogo, the Living Planet, right? Not Mogo.
No, his dad. His dad, which is who is Mogo, the Living Planet? That's right. Yeah. That's right. They squished those.
Mogo, is it Mogo? Because I get that confused with DC. They have a living planet.
There's Mojo World.
Ego, the living
planet. It's Ego. That's right.
Oh my god! Wait. So confused.
I know. There's Ego. There's Mojo. There's who's the
Mogo is also in Living Planet in the DC universe.
He's the Green Lantern.
Yeah.
He's the planet.
So there's Mogo and there's Ego. Wow, that's really
they always bite each other,
on the nose.
They just always bite each other. Look, we said it in our classic Marvel versus DC show. DC does it first, Marvel does it better.
Oh, shit.
I'm sticking with that.
Yes.
Okay, look, let's move on to a much better trailer for a Marvel movie from Fox. We have our first official trailer for Logan, but it's called Logan. Logan.
Oh man, that's a real callback.
Oh shit!
Failed joke.
I'm gonna beat that one to the ground. The third Wolverine movie called Logan, directed by James Mangold. Now, you want to talk about a song covering the tone and washing the tone of a trailer? This is it. Who wants to start? I really, really love this trailer.
Yeah,
this is a different fucking superhero movie right here.
Johnny Cash
Hurt covering 9 Inch Nails.
Yes. Trent Reznor's 9 Inch Nails is Hurt.
Anthony, what'd you think?
Three thoughts.
Yeah.
Music was great. It definitely feels a lot different in terms of it seems like this director's kind of doing his own thing, which is cool. There wasn't a huge action set piece in this trailer, which is kind of different as well.
There's fighting though. There's some action.
There's fighting, but you didn't get this like. It always ends with some big things happening, and this one didn't. So hopefully, maybe this film was a little different in that sense. Third thing is, I don't fucking understand how the hell Professor X is alive in this universe.
And why does he have hair again?
It's 2024. Granted, you shouldn't think too much when it comes to the X-Men continuity on screen, but how the hell is that guy still alive in this universe?
I don't know.
He was like in his 80s in the original X-Men films.
But the hair thing bothers me even more. He's not supposed to have hair. Why does he have hair? The director, James Mangold, has said, talking about the timeline, he said, this is the farthest we've ever been in all of the X-Men timelines. This is past the epilogue of Days of Futures Past. So a couple of cool things I think you notice is Logan's got a lot of scars. His healing factor seems to slow down a little bit. I love how he looks, man. He looks fucking gritty and dark and sick. The tone of this is like, it's such a personal movie. It's almost like a Coen Brothers movie. That's like an X-Men movie, or like parts of it reminds me like a Mad Max post-apocalyptic feel. They're going for this R-rated rating. So if you watch, there's a Red Band trailer that has one extra clip, but it's an awesome clip. Have you seen that? Have you seen that extra clip?
No.
It's Logan just driving his claws right through a guy's head, a bald guy, and it comes out the other side. You're like, shit. Wow, that's violent. That's fucking violent.
Well, this movie's going to be R-rated.
Yeah. So I guess he lives in that big broken down water tower, which is it provides a lot of cool inside shots. You know, some of the photography, the inside where it looks like stars, like light coming through. That's just like the holes in the water tower. I really love that. There's no mutants in the future, I guess. Everybody's all the mutants are dead.
they're all been killed by the Essex Corporation.
Oh, that's that tie-in. Yeah. And Professor X, like you said, is not looking well.
Maybe that's not really him.
Or who else would it be? Like another. Oh, here's the most confusing thing. The girl in the trailer.
Yes.
We're assuming it's X-23.
Yeah.
Mhm.
However, the actress's name I mentioned in the last show is not this actress. This is a different actress.
So are you saying someone got it wrong, meaning you?
No, I'm saying that perhaps this girl is not X-23 and X-23 is another person.
It's a bait and switch.
Yes, in the movie. Because what's interesting about this movie is they've had a lot of shit on lockdown. There's nothing that's like leaked about it, really. So I think he's trying to do a little switchery, a little bait and switchery. Right? But you do see, I think you see the X-23 claws in that one quick shot where Logan he's on the ground. He's got his claws out. If you pause it, it's 2 sets of claws. It's 4 claws coming down. That's X-23, but they don't show you who it is, and they're not connecting. The girl is a different actress than who is supposed to be playing the character of X-23.
Because the girl looks really tiny and young.
Yes. So X-23 may be just an older girl.
Maybe it's her in the future.
Somebody also said maybe Dakin's in this movie because he had 2 claws. Somebody dies, obviously, in the beginning. He's at a funeral.
This is going to be... I like the aspect of him being old. It's going to be totally different than the Old Man Logan comic book because that was in a like dystopian future, sort of like this, but he was killing off Hulk clones.
Oh, yeah.
Hulk monsters, and then he was battling his way to New York to get to
and then they wrap that into the Secret Wars, or not the Secret Wars, the other thing with the battlefields. Was that Secret Wars?
Yeah. Secret Wars Part 2,
So it's it's kind of inspired by that. You see Caliban, which is the guy wrapped up. It's Stephen Merchant playing Caliban, which now this is interesting. We saw Caliban in the last X-Men movie. They recast the Caliban, but it is in the future, like way in the future. But Stephen Merchant, Ricky Gervais's buddy, he's really funny playing Caliban.
I don't even remember who Caliban was in the last.
He was like that.
In the last
one? He was the guy who like ran the Mutant Fight Club, I think.
Yeah.
And then the setting at Texas and the overall like the color palette, like it's all like dusty and orange. It's very nice. And you see this guy Pierce, who's from the comics, who's a cyborg, and this guy is like the Donald Trump of mutants. Like he hates mutants. He's a mutant bigot racist. He wants to build a wall for the mutants. I'm gonna put up a wall. The mutants are gonna pay for the wall. She voted for the wall. He voted for the wall. Donald Trump has a hard on for Amanda Waller.
Oh shit!
I don't know why. And the Reavers is the group of bad guys. And the fucking Johnny Cash music, man. God damn, what a way to set this apart from all the other X-Men movies. Yeah. I really rather enjoy this.
I do. I don't know if I enjoyed it as much as you, but I like that it's different.
Coming out March next year.
I liked the Wolverine too, so
yeah,
this is
because it's Mangold. Yeah. And the Wolverine had like it had so much potential, and then it kind of just fell apart at the end. But
the Wolverine, I thought for the most part, I'd say it was its own film for about 75%, and then it turned into a comic book movie at the end.
Yeah, that happens.
It felt it felt different.
Yep.
Japan setting really helped, but then kind of delved into that weird comic book stuff.
I felt it was like a little clunky, but I ended up liking it the second time I watched it.
Yeah, Mangold, James Mangold is great with like his settings, like using the setting, making it feel like you're there in that culture.
The scene too in that movie where he is like either I think he's reaching into his own body or he's having someone else reach into his body to get that spider thing out of him was like horrific.
It was hard to watch. Yeah, it was a little like I had to cover my face all over. I'm like, oh,
so like, and if this is R-rated and he's kind of bringing
Jesus, I cannot wait.
Edge
yes,
to it.
You see like him all rattered with blood soaked his t-shirt. Like, oh, I can't. The fucking vibe of this movie is so good. Like, I thought I was excited for R-rated Deadpool. I am really excited for an R-rated Wolverine. Holy shit.
I'm hoping it's good. I like Hugh Jackman. I like him as the character. Even though he's a whole different version of Wolverine that we're used to.
Yeah.
I would like to have seen him in the spandex just once. Even just he was trying it on and saying no.
Yeah, we got to see it was in a box.
Yeah.
But
And that was in the extras on a DVD.
yeah, that wasn't even in the movie. Now, Mangold and Jackman have remarked like this was our last time out. We're wanted to go all out because this is our last time out. So I'm hoping that it does that, and I'm hoping that it somehow passes the mantle on to who can take it and be the next Wolverine. Very good stuff. All right, and other movie or
Wait.
yeah.
Let me bring up something since you don't have it in the notes.
Yeah.
But I feel like you guys would want to talk about this. Oh, never mind. Go ahead. I lied.
Okay.
It's in the notes.
Okay. Is it the next thing? Because the next thing is our everyone's favorite Leonardo DiCaprio, who he's come from a long way from being on Growing Pains.
Cut what I just said on post too.
No, I'm not going to do it.
No, don't do that.
Okay. He wants to produce a Captain Planet movie, according to the Hollywood.
This is all you guys.
What?
I don't know anything about.
Is this before your time? Captain Planet was a
Oh
cartoon
my god.
that ran from 1990 to 1992 from Dick Entertainment, which I always loved because at the end of the shows it would go Dick. And it just makes you giggle. Captain Planet was about 5 youths. It was this environmentally conscious show. 5 youths gift to a magical rings by Gaia, the spirit of the planet, to defend the Earth. So this asshole Captain Planet needed like 5 people to like become a thing or whatever. But DiCaprio wants to do a story that takes place years after, like a washed out, drunk Captain Planet. So I guess imagine Hancock with Captain Planet or something. I don't know.
Okay.
It says here, this project is near and dear to DiCaprio's heart as he is a United Nations messenger of peace and often uses celebrity to bring attention to renewable energy, climate change, and human rights. So I don't know. I remember the opening credits was well animated. I didn't really watch the show. Ruggs, did you watch this?
It was a terrible show.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
But,
it wasn't good.
I mean, it was like Voltron. It was like environmental
worse.
Voltron.
No, and it was not. Voltron was way better.
Yeah.
It was heavy-handed, like environment messages that you just like. I don't.
And
care.
it was poorly voiced. Like all of the people had these like very stereotypical bad voiceover actor accents.
Yeah, it was not good. It made some toys. I didn't think it was very good.
You had Whoopi Goldberg doing Gaia and Margot Kidder doing Gaia.
Oh, snap. They had some decent celebrity talent in there. I did not know that.
Captain Planet.
Who played Captain Planet? Was he a guy? Was he a thing?
Yeah, let me look. I don't know if he was a thing.
Was he a thing at all?
David Coburn.
Never heard of him. Maybe I have. I don't know.
Yeah.
Doesn't ring a bell. Anyways, I don't know.
Is this movie going to be, is he making like a tongue-in-cheek Captain Planet? I can't see this.
No, he says like it's a washed out older Captain Planet. I don't know. It could go, the tone.
Is he going to have the mullet, the green mullet, or what?
Is he going to play Captain Planet? That's what I want to know. Yeah, he had like a green mullet and he had like silver skin like Captain Atom from DC or something. I didn't.
Yeah.
It was not good. I did not watch. I remember watching like the first couple episodes and I was like, this is bullshit. I want to save the planet.
But you can't make that look cool.
No.
You can't. There's no way that looks cool.
I mean,
that's why it's got to be tongue in cheek. It's got to be
like is this a children's movie or?
No, I think it's going to be like this weird indie sort of feel film that like might
Did
even
you
be
see
like
that
a commentary on
YouTube
things.
That YouTube thing with Don Cheadle as Captain Planet?
No.
Oh, it's terrible.
That
he's covered in like silver makeup.
Oh, no.
And he's got a green mullet.
Oh, and it was like serious?
No, it wasn't.
It's a joke.
It was a goof, but it's just
Cap. Some people are like really are nostalgic
awful.
for the Captain Planet for some reason. It was not good, so I'm surprised that he picked this.
because like if you're a kid and you're like 4 and it's on, you don't know that it sucks.
Yeah, had I been a little bit younger
Yeah.
at the time, I think I was the early '90s. I was fucking way too old for this shit.
Yeah, people don't know that like Naruto sucks, but like they watch it. They don't know that
But-
Bleach sucks, but they watch
But Anthony,
it.
how do
It's
you
like-
know Power Rangers and not Captain Planet? Is that not the same generation?
I think Captain Planet was 1990 to 92. I'm 3 to 5.
Oh,
My brain is
Jesus
so
Christ,
mush.
I'm old. Fuck. Fuck you then. Okay.
Power Rangers, I think, was 96,
Late
97 for me.
90s. Okay. Yeah.
Not late 90s, but around the time where I could at least put thoughts together.
But like at least you were able to, and everything wasn't blurry and you could see patterns
Right.
and focus.
Yeah, I saw patterns and like could hear sound.
Okay, I see. I just
Like was able to hold my neck was strong enough to hold my big ass head at that time.
being old's a bitch, people. What can I tell you?
Yeah.
I can't believe that. Okay, you're too young for the Captain Planet. I was too old
Yeah.
for the Captain Planet. Okay, last bit of exciting movie news just breaking today.
This is what I was gonna break, and then it's in the fucking notes.
Donald Glover cast as young Lando Calrissian in the Han Solo Star Wars movie. I couldn't be happier for Donald Glover. He is having a great year so far. He's from being in Spider-Man. I watched the first episode of Atlanta, but it was pretty good and it's getting a lot of critical acclaim. And that's like his show. He's writing, he's starring, producing. And now he lands this role. The best line in this article is like, we're lucky to have him. And also we'd like to publicly apologize to Donald for ruining Comic-Con for him forever.
Oh, shit.
Because there's no way Comic-Con's fucked now. Like he's Lando. What do you guys think? I think it's a great casting. What do you think?
I like him, and he's going to be great as Lando. Who else would you have play? He's a really high profile guy now. So perfect.
And Anthony, you're not a Star Wars fan, but
no, I was going to leave this all to you. I like Donald Glover.
Yeah, I mean, I think
I like Childish Gambino.
Childish Gambino's great. So Billy D. Williams, of course, the Lando in the first three movies. I really think Glover is going to steal this movie away from this Alden Ehrenreich guy who is actually playing Han Solo. Because I don't know what his comic timing or anything is. I don't really know
I hope not. Just because if you're going to have a Han Solo movie, Han Solo better be the fucking coolest.
He needs to be the funniest, charismatic fucking guy in the thing.
Now I'm just trying to picture if Donald Glover is going to have like the Billy D. Williams mustache and the and the white guy hair that he had.
You think he's gonna straighten his hair and grow a little 80s stash?
Yeah,
I gotta look this up.
That would be so.
Oh,
great.
you don't know what? Yeah, look up what Lando looks like. It's classic.
Like he's got flowing hair.
Dude, I had.
Oh yeah, look at this.
He's not.
His hair. They've got some product in his hair. Look at the stash.
Yeah. But that was Lando. That was Billy's style. Like Billy D never.
I like the cape.
I think Billy D refused to shave that mustache for whatever he was. He's like, fuck no, it's not. I'm Billy D.
He was gonna drink some Colt 45.
Yeah, Colt 45. Anthony, at some point, look up Billy D. Williams Colt 45 commercials. That's also very funny because he sold malt liquor on television. But these are young Lando, and it'll be like how they met. This movie I'm excited for. I want to see these two fucking scoundrels early when they're kids fucking some shit up in the universe.
It's going to be cool.
Han Solo, a Star Wars movie. Of course, it's got to have that title.
Was it Han or Han?
Han, sorry.
Oh,
Maybe it's Han.
I'm just wondering.
I said Han. Han? Somebody will correct me, you fucking Star Wars geeks.
I like to call him Hun.
Han Solo. I like to call him Big Hun, like Big Pun. Okay, let's move on to television. Television news over at Netflix. The MCU, the Defenders gets a working title. So, Anthony, remember we talked about the Punishers, what a working title is, and we were kind of confused? It was exactly what we thought it was.
Okay.
The working title is the title that they give. It's a code name to prevent passerbys from showing too much interest and disrupting production. What's interesting is the working titles they've given all these shows so far, because it kind of describes the season. So, Daredevil season 1 was called Bluff.
Mm-hmm.
Jessica Jones working title Violet, right? Daredevil season 2 Ringside, it's kind of cool. Luke Cage was Tiara. Iron Fist is Kick. Punisher is Crime. The working title for the Defenders, Group Therapy. Which, how appropriate is that? I kind of love that they do that and they put little details to that. So
yeah, it's
that's really all I had.
They're going to sit around and talk about their problems.
Yeah, so I mean, you can imagine. You can imagine the four get together and they got to learn to deal with each other and deal with the
it's going to be very Avengers-esque when they first meet.
I love it.
They don't like each other and all that, and that's always entertaining.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, I can't wait for that. I can't wait to see all those cameos. Speaking of Avengers, so Doctor Strange is on what they call their press junket, and Kevin Feige's everywhere talking about this and that. He spoke with a dude from Collider, Steven Weintraub, who asked him, do you think any of the Netflix MCU are going to be crossing over to the big screen? Will they make that transition? This is what Feige said. He goes, I think it's extremely impressive what Netflix has done, and it will be the same answer I always give, which is it all depends on timing. It all depends on how to do it, because I don't think what anybody wants to do is have such important characters show up for 1 second. Black Panther and Spider-Man, to me, are the high bar in Civil War of how you bring in new characters into something. Vision and Ultron, Wanda and Pietro and Ultron, and it takes a lot of screen time, it takes a lot of work. Infinity War has a lot of people in it already, so it just depends on how we could figure it out. So, of course, vague, not entirely ruling it out, but not saying he's going to fucking do it.
It's a better answer than he's given before.
I really think, fuck Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. You got to get these Netflix fuckers on there.
it's kind of like an excuse for why he's not going.
Oh yeah, it can work like very well crafted response. It works both ways.
Yeah. I mean, that was my initial thought. Is it's like a very nice way of saying it's not happening, but he's said that basically before, and this leaves a little more hope for the Netflix people that there'll be a crossover. I don't think it's going to happen though.
I mean, a cameo. I just want a cameo, but he said he doesn't want to waste it on a cameo. Like, it's got to be enough time. Do you think it would be weird for because people possibly watching the MCU movies may not be watching the Netflix shows? They can't just assume they pop them in. Everyone knows who they are, can they? Yeah,
but that gives them freedom not to do shit because they don't. If they want to know about this character, go watch a Netflix show.
Right?
Like it's already they exist. So they're like, oh, who was that guy in that movie? Oh, well, he's on the show. Go watch it.
This
and
is
you're like, oh, I'm gonna do.
You got to do. Sometimes you got to do a little bit of work, which is like my complaint of rebooting comic book titles. I miss when you got to jump in and then go back and do the work and figure out what the fuck's going on, and then you're caught up with everyone else instead of just fucking starting over every year. A little bit.
Yeah. I think they should use if they have somebody that fits and works well, use them.
I totally agree. I would love to see these characters interact with the characters from the MCU big screen.
Absolutely.
You know, who wouldn't want to see Punisher and like Captain America discussing ethics and shit?
And you got to think that once the Defenders get together, you telling me that fucking Tony Stark has not heard of any of these people? He doesn't care. He is not aware. Like, come on. He's going to be the first to be like, what the fuck is going on up here in Uptown in Harlem?
Well, especially Daredevil was kind of in the shadows. You know, he was the vigilante. Yes. And people knew about him, but he was an urban legend. Jessica Jones hasn't really come out and been like a hero. But Luke
out
Cage
in the fucking open.
Like the king. Yeah, he's out in Harlem. He's like, I'm the king of Harlem. Yeah. Everyone knows there's a bulletproof
and that was the whole point of that. So,
but it'd be even interesting for like Tony Stark or whoever, or even Captain America to kind of address them and be like, listen, you guys are not quite our level, but you can just do your thing down here. And we'll if we need something, we'll let you know. Like, help us find this guy, or, something where they could kind of all help, but they're not really in the main story.
I would even like it if Tony Stark was just an ass and came to visit them and be like, this is cute what you guys going on here. The big boys are going to take care of this shit over here. You guys keep up this little thing, this little project you got. Just being a dick to them.
Yeah, you come and be like, hey, look, I lost this guy in your town. You guys are supposed to be the bigwigs around here. Hook me up. Give me this dude.
I've always thought that if they were going to have him, it'd be like a cut scene to, the invasion of whatever Thanos' army, and they cut to New York, and the Defenders are defending.
Yeah,
pun intended. New York,
while they're in space or whatever.
Yeah, while they're in the Defenders take over Earth for a little bit, while the Avengers go out to space.
I mean, you can make some kind of connection with like Doctor Strange and Iron Fist and magic, and there's so many ways you could play with it.
If they wanted to make it work, they could make it happen. I do believe though that TV scheduling and film scheduling is way different in that it does take a little bit more of a. There needs to be a want to do this.
But the way the Netflix thing is set up, it's kind of like they're just filming a really long movie, and it's not like network TV schedule. They must have a little more flexibility.
Yeah, they're only having 10 episodes or 12 episodes.
Do it all at once. Yeah, 13.
So
still.
Yeah, so it's not that much. Like they're doing 22 episodes for most of these things.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Well, the thing is they're doing Netflix, they're doing Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D, they're doing the movies. So every time you add another thing, that's just another layer of stuff you got to fucking filter through when you're writing the next thing.
Well, fuck Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Just get the Netflix and the MCU to connect. Don't worry about that. And whatever the fuck is going on there is fine. They can do their own thing. But try the Netflix. Definitely the Netflix feels like it can belong.
For sure.
All right, last bit of television news regarding the crazy crossover on the CW between Supergirl, The Flash, Arrow, Legends of Tomorrow. It's going to be 5 episodes long.
Oh, shit.
So I don't know what show is getting a double hit, but remember we talked last week. They're doing the invasion storyline with the Dominators, aliens being the bad guys coming to Earth, targeting metahumans. It sounds very ambitious. Mark Guggenheim keeps saying it's basically a huge 3-part story in 5 episodes, crossing 4 shows, telling one big epic movie of a story. It's not setting off any other spin-offs. It's just big, bombastic, huge action. So, holy shit. Like, this is crazy. But 5-episode crossover, bring it on. I like this.
Yeah, 5 episodes.
Yes.
Is this 5 episodes?
4 different shows.
Over 4 different shows?
Yeah. Telling
one show is going to have a 2.
Something's going to get a double hit. He said something about it starts in Flash, and then...
It probably ties up in Flash.
And yeah, it might come back around. You might be right. Starts in Flash, Arrow, Supergirl, Legends of Tomorrow, and then comes back and ties up in Flash.
Yeah, everybody's going to have an Alien episode. That's all.
Oh, that's kind of cool. Okay, that makes sense. I like that. I like that what they're doing.
They're going to be doing it together. I mean, maybe they're going to cross over into each other. Like they did a little crossover already with Flash.
Yeah, now she's going to come back to this universe, to the Arrowverse, and instead of how he went over there.
Yeah.
She's going to somehow figure out come over here.
Felicity.
No. Supergirl.
Oh, I'm talking about Supergirl.
Felicity and Flash. Well, they always jump around. I mean, those 3 shows, they're always fucking crossing over characters. But this is like a continuing story through 5 episodes of these shows, which is cool. And then
it'll be. I'm sure it'll be a lot of fun. I'm sure it probably won't make a lot of sense, but
probably not.
It'll be fun.
Just aliens show up out of nowhere. Also, we're gonna get Arrow's 100th episode in that run. Let's move on to a little bit of comics news. I thought this was interesting. Again, thanks to Daniel Nosker for posting this on our Facebook group page at jockandnerd.com/community. Marvel seems to be really pushing their X-Men back again after kind of a hiatus and some wars. And
what do you think changed?
I don't know. They're battling Inhumans.
I know
what is it?
It's that they tried to push the Inhumans and no one gives a fuck.
You think the Inhumans blew up in their face? Yeah, they killed. Look, they had this movie on the slate. This was going to be a Phase 3 movie. It no longer exists. The Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. are even kind of brushing off the Inhumans.
Because nobody
gives a fuck.
Cares about the Inhumans. Everyone thinks the Inhumans are basically X-Men like.
Yes. Yeah, so like there's a running event now. It's like
other than Black Bolt, no one in the Inhumans is all that cool.
I like Medusa just because she's got
long hair. Her fucking hair is her fucking power.
You need the 2 of them together. You need the 2 of them.
Right.
It's a good team. But you're right. Nobody really gives a fuck. Maybe Lockjaw.
Yeah.
Nobody gives a fuck. And
Marvel realized that they can't just recreate the X-Men and call them Inhumans.
So they kind of
granted the Inhumans have been around forever, but X-Men is where the money's at if they're going to make comics about superpowered.
They're like their little grudge is probably they're like, you know what? Maybe we shouldn't have such a grudge with the X-Men and Fox. We're gonna bring them back. So they've announced a bunch of books. A couple of unique ones that caught my eye that were posted was an Iceman series. So Iceman he's had 2 previous limited series titles in 1984, 2001, but what happened is this is the Iceman that is the openly gay Iceman who came out in 2015's All New X-Men. So what happened was Beast went back in time, brought the original X-Men to the present to talk to Cyclops, and they got stuck there. And it's that X-Men that came out as gay, or was it the older one? I can't remember.
I don't know. I'm hearing this
all new X-Men. It was an all new X-Men. So, I mean, he's one of the most prominent LGBT characters they have now. So there's one gay. No, they're both gay. There's a great moment where he tells the other Iceman that he's come out as gay. So, yeah, that's great. So there's this like event or I don't know if it's an event.
So wait, which one is gay?
I think, hold on. I'm not sure.
Not that it matters, but.
The adult Iceman is currently a member of Extraordinary X-Men, and the teenage Bobby co-stars in all new X-Men. I think it's the one from the past.
So he comes here and he's like, "Oh, it's okay to come out as gay."
Yes, I think
he was always written really funny.
Yeah, he was. I mean, him and Peter Parker used to hang out all the time, and they were both, bagging on each other's jokes. So they're doing something.
Isn't he like an Omega level mutant too?
He's pretty powerful.
Yeah, he's very powerful.
He's been around for 50 years. I mean, original X-Man.
That's like weird that like Iceman is one of the more powerful mutants on the planet.
And he's just a big, goofy fucking
ice just a
guy.
goofy guy full of ice.
So this thing they're doing, it's called Resurrection. It's Resurrection with an X, which is kind of annoying because I don't know how you pronounce that. But they've also announced these 2 team books, which is kind of a harkening back to the X-Men from the 90s, X-Men Blue and X-Men Gold. These used to be their team names, Blue Team, Gold Team, in 1991 when Jim Lee redesigned the uniform to when everyone had updated blue and gold suits. So the Blue Team debuted 1991's X-Men 1 and starred Cyclops, Rogue, Gambit, Wolverine, Beast, Psylocke, and Jubilee. The Gold Team arrived that same month in Uncanny X-Men, and that team consisted of Storm, Jean Grey, Archangel, Iceman, Colossus, and Bishop. So they're kind of bringing back these 90s X-Men teams and using the blue and gold theme, which is kind of cool.
Well, that's when X-Men was actually good.
Absolutely. Aside from the Chris Claremont era, this was another good era of the X-Men.
Yeah.
It
was still good.
It was still
at that
good.
point.
Yes. Yes, it was. That Jim Lee X-Men 1 fucking sold like bananas. I think I have a couple of copies of that.
I mean, all I've ever known is there being like a million X-Men teams, so this doesn't do anything for me. This just is, again, they're doing...
And I'm not sure if it even, if I'm interested in reading any of these yet. I'm not sure. I missed some good X-Men stories. I'll be honest. I miss reading good X-Men.
It's not that I'm not excited.
We already read all the good
That's
ones.
the problem, is it's been done already. What can they do?
It's not that I'm not excited. It's just like, there's multiple teams. Oh, wait, that's how it's been forever now.
I mean, I was into it up until the X-Men versus Avengers, where Cyclops kills fucking Professor Xavier, and he's a villain, and then they bring him back from the past. I was reading all that. It was really good, and I've just stopped reading all X-Men, but I miss some good X-Men shit.
Who knows? Maybe this is good.
This may be what they need. I just think it's interesting that they're coming back and pushing their X-Men again. So good stuff.
Yeah, that is interesting.
All right, that's all I got for the news, everybody. Anybody got anything they want to tack on here?
Nope.
All right, Let's move on then.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
I'm Jason.
I'm Jeff.
And I'm Blake from the History of Bad Ideas. And we'll get back to your regularly scheduled program here in just a second, geek listeners. But we do a weekly podcast called The History of Bad Ideas.
Yeah, well, we'll discuss things like television or movies or music or games or any other thing that falls into our geek-related podcast knowledge.
You can find us on Geek Life Radio, Fridays, 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Central. Or Radio-Blitz, Saturday, 9 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Central. Or you can listen to us whenever the hell you want on iTunes and Stitcher. Check us out. Roger says goodbye.
Goodbye.
Hey there, fellow podcast fans. Do you love comic books, and especially Swamp Thing? Get out of the bayou. So do we. Come check out the Parlapod Show, the world's only podcast dedicated to the muck-encrusted mockery of a man himself, Swamp Thing. This is some serious arcane audio as we chat with comic book professionals, reviews, spoofs, talk about back issues. Everything swampy under the sun happens here. Give us a listen at parlapod.com, iTunes, SoundCloud, Podomatic, our YouTube channel, and we're on every Tuesday at 10 p.m. Eastern on podcastradionetwork.net. Join your hosts, Dave and John, parlapod.com. Let's go into the green. We'll see you in the swamps.
Doc and Nerd.
Okay, this is the part of the show that we've kind of set aside to talk about whatever TV shows we have watched during the week, if any. That being said, let me just put this out there right now.
Strap yourselves in, you fucks. Spoiler time.
In case something slips out, I don't know. Who watched what this week? Anthony, let's start with you.
This is the part where I take a whiz while you guys talk.
Lame.
As we established at the beginning of the show, I have been all Cubs all day. And if it's not Cubs, it's me eating candy or going to CrossFit. So I haven't watched anything. You guys can discuss, and I'll jump in after I go take a whiz.
Okay,
or cut this out in post.
No, I'm not going to do that. And here's other things that I do cut out in post and put up in our fan club, which is post shows and fun audio. Listener, if you like what you're hearing, you want some really cool bonus bits from all of us, just join our fan club. Visit jockandnerd.com/Patreon. And you'll be part of our little exclusive membership site. You get an RSS feed, a private feed. You can paste that into any podcast player and listen to all our bonus shit and you'll be helping us out. You're helping out the show. It's a win-win, right, Ruggs?
That's right. Makes everybody happy.
Makes everyone go
Geek boner.
all at once, and it gets messy.
Yeah.
Ruggs, what'd you watch this week?
I watched everything.
Okay, let's start with Supergirl then.
Oh. Okay.
Did you watch Supergirl?
Yeah.
There were some fun things. Like it was the second episode this season, our second episode with Tyler Hoechlin Superman, who I still love this Superman. The only thing I don't like is how his fucking cape is attached to his fucking thing. I don't like that bit. But I love him as Clark Kent Superman on Supergirl. What did you think?
I think he was fine. I didn't like the Metallos.
The Metallos were the fake.
I don't know
chest.
why they walk around with these stupid shirts and the fake chest.
The fake chest looked so bad. It was clearly rubber fake chest.
No, it was bad. Like,
Yes.
why do they have to do that? Like,
Two
like,
Metallos.
why don't they just if they're gonna go through all this extent to build like a Metallo guy. Like, give him like a shirt where his gem can shine through without it ripping,
or some kind of armor that has a thing in it.
Cool.
Like that was really shitty fake chest. Here's what I kind of love about this Supergirl show is they are not afraid to like pay homage to a lot of the TV shows and comic books and stuff in canon. For example, I'll put this in the show notes, listener, jockandnerd.com/134. You know that famous cover, Crisis on Infinite Earths, where Superman is holding a tattered, dead Supergirl? You've seen this cover, right, Ruggs?
Yeah, of course.
So they kind of recreated that scene in this episode. Although in the Supergirl show, the next scene, she's like, I'm fine. I just got a little headache and nothing happened, which is funny. But they just wanted to pull the pose.
Yeah, but it's just like a little fun thing to have a comparison side by side.
I mean, I think they do that a lot with this. I mean, I feel like the Donner universe is, paid tribute to all the time.
How many times are you going to see Superman and Supergirl in the same, show or anything?
Yeah, never. We never saw him. This is the first time. It was
let's
great.
Do it.
It's great. Hopefully. So he leaves. They finally give him the Krypton. He leaves. Hopefully he comes back. Remember we watched that footage with Delhauer? We saw him fighting Metallo, and then we thought it was his shield swinging. We're like, what the fuck is that? We kind of found out what that was. It still kind of looked like shit, but whatever. Win made it for him, and he was really excited. We got our Snapper car.
Yeah.
She writes a story. She's all of a sudden, she's a fucking reporter with some tough love shit.
Yeah, that was too fast, too easy.
That was way too fast. She's already written her first piece, and he's like, okay, good work. And then Kat leaves, and Jimmy Olsen is now in charge. So, and then he's going to become the Guardian.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's all I got.
I mean, it was cool. I didn't like the Metallos. I said that already. I'm always repeating myself.
I like the team up of the Superman
cool.
and Martian Manhunter and Kara and her sister and then
that was fun. It was a good episode. Actually, the first two episodes have been pretty good.
They're fun. They're still, they're working with this theme of her trying to figure out who she is, how to be herself.
I still hate
blah, blah, blah.
she's Clark Kent Light, and you could see it even more that they're the exact same character.
Well, but they are related, Ruggs. They're by
but I have cousins. I don't act anything like them at all.
Do you think you think of Henry Cavill and how he doesn't smile and he has no sense of humor, but is there a difference in the sense that this is an established Superman and that was Superman trying to become Superman, but he has none of this charm, none of this geekiness, and he's almost too good looking to be a goofy Superman.
Well, goofy Clark Kent, maybe.
Yeah, goofy Clark Kent. Even if they wanted to go that way with him, I don't know if he could play it off. He's just this big fucking hunk dude.
Well, I don't think that Clark Kent necessarily has to be goofy where he's falling all over the place. He just has to be mild-mannered and, unassuming.
Yeah, Midwestern-y.
Yeah, just like a dude that, wears, flannel. And, Dockers.
Yeah.
And, loafers.
Let's hope we see Teen Wolf Superman again. Love him. Love the Teen Wolf
Is he
Superman.
done after this?
I think for a little bit he took off. He took the rest of the kryptonite. He's like, I gotta go, and he went back to Metropolis. So
I'll have to maybe watch this one day.
Yeah.
Just
not
watch.
bad.
Watch the first two episodes, and you'll pretty much get it.
Ruggs, like you said,
I
man.
watched the first one. I liked it.
Yeah. It's a kick seeing them on screen together. Like you just said, when are you ever going to see fucking Supergirl and Superman on screen working together, fighting bad guys? I got to give him props for that. Okay, let's move on to the Flash.
I thought this episode was bad.
Yeah, I'm kind of torn. It wasn't a villain of the week, but it was just kind of filler with this magenta girl.
Ugh.
I give him credit for not.
She was terrible.
I give her credit for being
God.
a little unpredictable and like he didn't take her.
This was the first episode I was going to watch.
There's some good. The magenta storyline is just whatever.
Yeah.
The other stuff is kind of cool, but I gotta give him credit for Flash taking her down with without a battle. Like he talks to her, he kind of he's like a therapist, and that's how he like gets her to control herself. But basically, it's alchemy that's going around and finding all these people who had powers and giving them dreams of them, and then giving them these powers back. But hers was like
their powers from another timeline,
from Flashpoint. Yes. And who else? Well, see, though, this is what interesting. Who else has powers from another timeline that doesn't have powers here? Wally West?
Yeah.
Caitlin Snow. But we saw last week, Caitlin has freezy powers.
Yeah.
So a fun thing was Harrison and Jesse Quick come back, and Jesse Quick has speed. Like her powers manifested after getting hit by the wave from before 2 timelines ago, which still happened. This is confusing.
So the timeline even affected the other Earths, basically.
Because
where's Jesse Quick coming from and Harrison coming from?
Yeah, so
they went back to Earth too, didn't they?
But then he goes, you changed it after we went back, so it didn't affect them or something because they'd already left.
This is when this time shit starts fucking with my brain.
And he goes, I know that you did because we've never been in this room before. Like there's a whole new testing facility. But I love that moment. There was a little bit of emotion because Jesse Wells didn't want Jesse to have superhero powers, but finally there's that moment where he's like, go be a hero. He needs help. And he gives her a suit at the end. I kind of love that.
It's the suit from that girl that she wore. Remember the other speedster?
Oh, the one that disappeared?
Yeah, but she left her suit behind.
That's right. So she's going to be, and they're sticking around. So they're going to be around next episode, helping out Barry. And alchemy, look, so I thought it was great. This whole time, Wally West is so jelly of Jesse Quick. He's just all mopey. He's like, hey, I got hit with the thing too.
I want powers too.
Why can't? And like, even to the point where she tells him, like, it was a traumatic moment, and then they just came, and he steps out into the street, trying to get hit by a car, hoping that it's going to jumpstart.
What a dick.
But you know what's going to happen? He's going to go fucking looking for alchemy, or alchemy is going to start giving him his dreams of him being Kid Flash, and then he's going to go find alchemy to get the power. He wants these powers so badly. He's willing to fucking kill himself.
See, this is what I hate. I hate that they do this. They do all of these clones of the same hero, and there's like 4 speedsters, and it makes the bad guys are speedsters. It just gets dull after a while.
They do this on Arrow a little bit too. There's 2 characters that are really confusing looking when they're both suited up, and but I'm excited. Oh, I'm excited for Alchemy to find out who the fuck he is. But yeah, it was the main magenta thing was like, oh, yeah, this is not good. But I love the other emotional shit around it. So
Gotcha.
Yeah. Okay. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
I saw that as well.
Man, you guys have a lot of time.
Yeah. No, I didn't get to see Legends because of stupid Cubs.
Nice.
So, Ruggs, what'd you think of this one? We had a couple of cool team ups.
Okay, so yeah, there's a Simmons and Daisy. They team up.
Yeah, that was pretty fun.
Then there's a Ghost Rider. He comes in and he's teaming up with them as well.
I love
and
that Coulson trusted him. Yes,
Yeah.
Coulson opened the door and he's like, "Look, I'm trusting you."
Then you have
Come on
the
out.
flaming chain battle.
Yes, with James from who's the
I
Inhuman.
knew that guy was going to come into play. I said it like when we saw that flaming chain that it was going to be him, and I was right.
And I mean, it was interesting that they brought in the flaming chain last season, and then they have a Ghost Rider, and he sells them out to we got some watchdog action. These watchdogs are still hunting Inhumans,
and he took the chain at the end.
Oh, he has the chain now. Ooh,
remember he was making like baseball bats on fire.
That's right. He drags him from the fireworks warehouse afterwards and pulls him. He's like, you want him? And he kept the chain.
Yeah.
So Robbie Reyes has got his chain. And then we learn more about the Darkhold. Like, this is the book that these ghosts are after. That this is the book that's going to connect it to Doctor Strange and the larger MCU. And I love the line. He drops this line. He goes, a book that even Red Skull, Daniel Whitehall, and Nick Fury couldn't find.
Geek boner.
I just love that he mentioned all those fuckers.
What do you think this book is?
It's a book of spells.
No, where do you think it is?
Oh, I don't know. So she went to that guy he beat down and found and put her ghost hands in his head.
That was terrible, that effect, by the way.
Yeah, no, it was,
God,
dude,
how bad
I
was
could
that?
do that. I could do that on After Effects on my computer right now.
Oh, shit.
It was
not
so
hard.
bad.
The ghosts do look really bad, which
Yeah.
I'm surprised because it's not hard to make fucking transparent people.
These
look
ghosts
that
are
good.
shitty.
But we got to see a little bit more Ghost Rider, and he looked good. So save the money for the Ghost Rider. I'm fine with that. I'm fine. And the invisible jet. That cost a little bit of money. He crashed into the invisible Quinjet. But where is the book? I don't know. Maybe that is the tie into Doctor Strange. Maybe it's somewhere that relates.
What if they go to find the Darkhold, but they really get the Necronomicon instead?
No, that's Ash versus the Evil Dead.
Yeah.
Does that book exist in the Marvel comic book universe?
I don't know, but it should.
But this Darkhold exists in the Marvel comic book universe. It's like the most powerful fucking magical artifact in the MCU. So I don't know where the book is, but it wasn't bad. I thought it was a fun episode. I like the team ups. And I guess they're on the team officially now, Quake and Ghost Rider.
Yeah, they're back, I think.
Yeah, that was a little quick, but whatever.
I don't think they're official, though. I think they're still just like tenuous.
Well, Coulson was talking to them like, "You're in. Here's about the Darkhold. We got to find this book. Fuck your."
Well, they're just saying, let's all play together.
Yeah. Yeah. I love Robbie Ray as Gabriel Luna. He's really good. He's
he's
really
good. He's fine.
Really good actor. He sells it.
He's very like smoldering, like he's got this. He's burning from within. You know,
great chemistry with pretty much everyone on screen. You know, so good stuff. Okay, last show. This one was fun. Arrow.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still here, just listening. By the way.
Okay, so Anthony, you'll love this little WWE play. Like, if you don't know,
I'm not really a WWE fan.
No, you're not a smart mark. I thought you were a smart mark.
I know about it because I was at one time, but no, I'm not really like currently a fan.
So remember we talked about Stephen Amell, Cody Rhodes, who was the character's name.
That, yes.
Stardust in the ring. They're buddies. They fought each other. We see Cody Rhodes in this episode. He plays a drug dealer named Derek Sampson who sells a drug called Stardust.
No shit.
I thought that was fun. I was like, oh, that's fun what they did there. Ruggs, what did you think of the episode?
I think that the fight scenes were a little bit different in this one. I felt that they were a little bit more visceral.
I liked it.
There's still like a lot of the hokey Arrow stuff that he does with the thing, whatever. But it was like a little bit more visceral. I think they got into a little bit more, maybe having that wrestling guy there.
And Wild Dog, that fight with him on the scaffolding, like that was pretty good. I like that.
Yeah,
that was
it was a little bit more like intense, I would say.
Well, and it is pretty brutal. Like the way Oliver takes him down was great because Sampson falls into this vat of his own shit that's something else fell into it, and it causes him to not feel pain and pretty much be invincible. So Oliver, what does he do? He cuts his fucking tendons in his arm and his leg.
Ugh.
And he goes, just because you can't feel it doesn't mean you don't need to use your tendons. The guy just flops down like he can't get up.
Yeah,
I was like,
he can't move.
I was like, holy shit, that's brutal. Good move though. Curtis Holt finally gets a uniform as Mr. Terrific. What did you think? He has a tea mask. It's a weird tea mask that goes over his mouth, but he could still talk through it. I couldn't stop staring at it.
Yeah, it was a weird mask. Like, imagine you have to get the spirit gum out every time.
Yeah, how do they put that on? And why isn't it red? You can't see it on his face. I guess that would give him away.
Yeah.
But I thought Curtis, the guy who plays Curtis, is really funny. He has some great.
A little too funny.
He's a little too funny.
Yeah.
I love that bit where he's like, "Suit up," and then he's like, I'm sorry. Is that your thing? You're supposed to say that? Okay.
Guys,
we're
gonna have a moment.
I thought we were gonna have a moment. We were all okay. He gets to say it from now on, guys. Okay, like I love his comedic timing is great, and that new DA Adrian Chase, that dude is gonna become the vigilante.
Oh, that I could have called that.
Yeah, it's kind of because he's already said there's vigilantes. Kind of telegraphing that one. I like the flashbacks this season so far. I like the green tone and this fucking brutal Bratva brotherhood lesson that he learned. In this episode, I'm kind of enjoying these flashbacks.
Yeah. Well,
And then, go ahead.
I still hate the flashbacks.
They're better than last season.
I don't care about the bratwurst.
Let me get some mustard on the bratva. Bratva, I mean brotherhood. We'll do what the bratva says. And then, Ruggs. Fucking, what about
Who's drinking
Diggle,
water?
dude?
That's me.
He's taking a piss. I told you to take a piss off air.
It's refreshing.
Diggle hallucinates, I guess, right? And he sees motherfucking Floyd Lawton in his jail cell.
If you don't know who that is,
it's Deadshot.
Yes.
Geek boner. At first, I was like, "Oh shit, Deadshot is back," but he wasn't really back.
He's really Ninjak,
and he is Ninjak. But great line, because he gets John to come to terms with him killing his brother.
He's like, "Listen, dude, you're mad at me for killing your brother, but he wasn't even dead, and then you killed him."
Yes, like imagine finding that. He goes, "All that hate you poured into me, you should have been putting it into yourself." And then Diggle is like, so Layla comes, and Diggle's like, "No, I need to punish myself. I'm going to stay here." And next episode, she's going to go ask Oliver to bust him out of prison, which that should work out great.
Yeah, that's not going to be a problem.
So the two characters that I thought that look alike on the show is fucking Ragman is great. I love his origin, but he looks just like Prometheus.
Yeah.
Who is the bad guy. And
I
I
was confused from that.
Yes.
The last episode, I got confused.
Yeah, so the team is now Evelyn Sharp, Wild Dog, Ragman, and Mr. Terrific.
I liked the team
but
aspect
she's
of the last
Artemis,
episode.
right?
But she's Artemis. They haven't really given her the name yet. She will be Artemis. What were you saying, Anthony?
I said I haven't seen this episode, but I liked the team aspect or the new team, that being a thing. So hopefully
the team is great. They deal about like he's working on trusting them. Now that they trust him, he can't really trust them. But Ragman's origin is pretty fucking cool. He's wearing 2,000-year-old cloth that was given to him by his father.
Yeah,
to
we
protect
learned
him.
that in episode 2. Yeah.
From the missile that Felicity diverted that was fired by Dark. So at the end of this episode, she tells him, she's like, "I have to tell you something."
It was the most weirdest way to tell somebody.
I wasn't.
Blurts it out. It's like,
And he's
no tact at all.
no. She could have. You're right. She could have softened that a little bit. What are you doing?
Shit.
Be like, listen, dude. Like, I couldn't do anything. I had to. There was a bunch of targets. I had to pick one. That was the one that had the least amount of people. So I'm sorry, but I fucking killed your whole family.
Yeah, she's like, you know how your dad and everyone you knew is dead? That's on me. And he had a great response. Horrified look, and he just walks away. I mean, what do you expect him to say? I'm sorry?
That writing is so bad. I
like that she told him, though. I like that she told him, but the way she told him, you're right, was a little blunt.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Very bad. Like, anybody could have done a better job.
But Ragman's a meta, man. He's got, his powers are crazy.
Well, he just hits people with rags.
Yeah, but like they extend out into like snake-like.
And on the weekends, he like dips himself in water and washes people's cars.
he can help you remove oil paint from your canvas with a little little turpentine in there.
Or if it's that time of the month.
Of course, somebody had to go there. That's it for television for me. Anything else? Did you watch anything else, Ruggs?
I heard that they actually got a director for the new American Godzilla movie.
Oh,
I heard about
they have
that.
a writer.
He's the guy who did Krampus.
No, they got those are going to be the writers.
No, I heard that the
they're
guy's
directing?
actually the director too, but that's not 100% confirmed. But multiple sources say that the guy who did Krampus is going to be doing Godzilla, and they also let out this tidbit that Gareth Edwards or Evans, I don't know what the fuck his last name is, the guy who did the original Godzilla, was going to do Mecha Godzilla.
Whoa.
I never heard that before.
No, I've never heard that at all.
Yeah, so I don't know where I got this news from.
I didn't see that one, but you're right. The Krampus writers, Zach Shields and Michael Dougherty, are writing the next Godzilla. Michael Dougherty is also directing.
Aha.
So you got a writer-director. Kind of like, did Gareth Edwards write that movie?
No, Max Borenstein did, I think.
Oh, okay. So this is a little more integration in the writing and the directing. Could be a good thing.
Yeah.
That's always good.
I've
but
never seen
Krampus,
Krampus. But
Krampus is that there's a German like evil Santa.
Do you know what Krampus
tradition?
is, Anthony?
Isn't it like evil
Rugs? Rugs, do you know? I'll give you the rug down if you know.
I know what it is.
Okay, here you go.
Here's the rundown.
In Germany and in the Slavic area as well, they instead of Santa Claus, well, they have Santa Claus, but there is also another part to Christmas, which is Krampus. So if you're good, Santa comes sees you. If you're bad, Krampus comes sees you. And Krampus is basically like a devil. He looks like he's like a big giant dude with horns and cloven feet and a tail and a long tongue.
Oh,
and
scary.
he comes with a bag and a bunch of sticks, and he hits you with the sticks. And
he's got a long tongue. Yes.
Yes, and in some areas of Germany and stuff, he has a partner called Black Pete, which is a black dude. And
yes.
It's very racist, by the way.
And don't they grab little kids in sacks?
Yes, they put them in sacks and they beat
chain
them. Yes, and they chain them.
Fuck.
So if you're bad in Germany, you got to be a good boy because Krampus is going to get you.
Or Black Pete.
Or Black Pete.
Black Pete will rat you out.
Yeah.
Did you see the movie?
No, I did not see the movie.
I didn't see the movie.
I'm going to watch it now.
I thought it was really weird that they were making a Krampus movie.
Now I have
Christmas
to watch
time.
it. But let's put this in perspective.
Yes.
All right. Gareth Edwards directed a very low budget monster movie that was very it was all talking and the monster was in it for 2 seconds because of the budgetary things. But I mean, you could tell that he's a pretty decent director, but the movie was nothing to write home about.
So they got another set of monster movie guys.
So, but I mean, Monsters wasn't even a real monster movie. It was barely a monster movie, if anything.
Krampus sounds more like a monster movie.
Krampus is a lot from what I've heard, is kind of like a hearkening back to Joe Dante's Gremlins.
Is it a horror? So it's a horror movie.
Yeah, it's a horror movie, but it's like a funny horror movie with characters in it and stuff, and there's character development. You know, it's about a family at Christmas, and then Krampus comes to their house.
Well, look, watch the movie and let us know if you think they can make a good Godfather.
I heard it was a shitty movie
that.
too, but I mean, when I watched Monsters, I wasn't really that impressed either.
Let's quickly look up the one thing that will tell us if it's a shitty movie, and that number is 65% tomato meter.
That's okay. That's an okay movie.
What did Monsters get?
Let's see.
From Gareth Edwards, if we're going to do a litmus test.
You guys want to guess?
I'm going to say 60.
It was a 72.
Oh, okay. Slightly higher than the Krampus. Interesting.
Let's see what Godzilla was.
Oh, that's a good...
Like a 9?
Oh, shit.
Godzilla was on Rotten Tomatoes. Critical reception, 74.
Oh, shit. Oh, it went right up there with the monsters. So,
right, wow.
I don't know what any of that means. There's a bunch of numbers for you. Do with them what you will.
So there's that. And that's all the other things. I haven't heard anything that's interesting other than that.
Well, I got something interesting. I got a speak pipe.
Oh,
okay. Shall we hear it?
Sure. Yeah.
There it is.
What's up, Jock and Nerd? It is Mr. Throwback Thursday from the Mr. Throwback Thursday podcast. I got a question. Back in the early 90s, let's see, 92, 93 time frame, Marvel tapped Clive Barker and said, hey, we want you to write some comics for us. And we're going to give you your own imprint. We're going to call it Razorline, and you can do what you want. And he put out Hyperkin and Ecto Kid and Saint Sinner and the Doctor Strange like Hokum and Hex. One, whatever happened to the comic line? Two, do you think that it was right for Clive Barker to be so close to Doctor Strange with his own imprint? And three, there is no three. All right, you guys keep talking. I'll keep listening, and I'm going to go out and tell a person. Until next time, keep it classic, and always remember, new school stale, old school fresh.
Old school fresh. Thank you, Mr. Throwback Thursday.
Let me answer. Let me start by, I appreciate him listening to this.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah.
And I appreciate the interaction.
Yeah.
But He's really making us work. I don't know if we've ever established that we were experts in any of this, especially me.
I think he thinks we are. But look, this is what I love. Both times he sent us a speak pipe, he's caused me to research shit. Like both times, shit I know nothing about. But what he's doing is he's helping us all learn. So I love it. I love it. Send me things I don't know about. I love digging into it.
But would you have been able to answer his questions?
I stopped listening when he said Clive Barker.
Oh, you're not a Clive Barker fan?
I mean, Clive Barker, he does like good horror, but like I'm not even a horror fan. So
okay, well, here's the deal. 1993, big year for Clive Barker. Third Hellraiser movie came out, starring Pinhead. Also, Candyman.
Yeah,
he did Candyman, which is like an awesome Chicago urban horror movie. I fucking love that movie. Tony Todd, the voice of Zoom, playing Candyman. That made like $25 million at the box office. And it was also the year Marvel Comics offered him his own imprint, like he said, called Razorline. And so Mr. TBT mentioned the 4 titles. One was called Hyperkind. It was like a mutant-like book. One was called Hokum and Hex, which was Barker's takeoff of Doctor Strange. Ecto Kid was a tale penned by James Robinson and future Matrix creators Larry and Andy Wachowski, who then becomes Lana and Andy Wachowski. Can't forget about that.
Yes.
It revolved around a 14-year-old whose father was a ghost, and Saint Sinner, which was the most like Clive Barker-y horror book out of all of them. So he wanted to do a superhero comic book, something that was his take on what superheroes were in the 90s. Why did it fail? Well, here's the problem. If you know anything about the comic book market in the mid-90s, it was oversaturated. So kind of not a commercial success. They only had 9 issues, and it folded in 1995. Marvel files for Chapter 11 bankruptcy 1 year later.
Oh, shit.
So just a bad time to be putting out new titles, because Marvel was making 17 trillion fucking titles.
Yeah, it kind of get lost in the shuffle.
Just blew the whole market over.
I mean, I think I have a couple of those issues. I just probably bought the number 1s and number 2s. But it wasn't something I was like, I have to read this like religiously. It was like I bought them for the novelty that there were number 1s.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and this is actually, at this point, I had stopped fucking buying Marvel comic books. So, like, I was already out because it was just getting crazy. Now, as to his second question, is it a Doctor Strange ripoff? Well, it's an homage to Doctor Strange. Barker describes, in his own words, I wanted to do something that was magical, mystical in the way that Doctor Strange was and still is. Doctor Strange was one of my favorite comics when I was a kid. So I suppose Hokum and Hex is my take on that. So I never read it. And he wanted to make another Doctor Strange. Good for him.
Hey, we appreciate the question, Mr. Throwback Thursday.
Also, yes, I started reading the Wu-Tang comic books, and boy, are they not good. The art is fine, but it's like the most generic fantasy story. It has nothing to do with like hip hop or any of their personalities or characters. Like, I didn't get it.
It's just shitty.
It's shitty.
I'm happy this guy recommends us shitty stuff.
He's like, hey, check this out.
Really shitty things.
He's like, hey, check this out. This lasted 9 issues, and then they went bankrupt. It probably caused their bankruptcy. It's really.
Hey, I got a question about a comic that lasted 4 years.
But at least he's asking questions, listener. I want to hear from more of you. Just go to jockandnerd.com. There's a big button that says, send us a speak pipe. You click it, you record, you send. It's that easy. And it's a lot of fun. All right, well, that's the show, gang. You guys, you got anything else? Last minute thoughts? Final thoughts?
All I know is that if we continue to do the TV musings, I think I'm going to be way behind every show. Because I don't know how I'm going to ever catch up.
It's okay, Anthony. You watch what you watch. It's just I watched some shit and I had some thoughts, but I see what you're saying. We'll figure it.
No. I'm not saying don't do it. I'm just saying I'm going to be behind as fuck.
There's every week. There's like 4 more shows of shit.
Jesus Christ.
More like 6. Yeah.
I need to see, this is the thing. The TV shows don't get me that amped.
Yeah.
Like when I'm talking about something like a movie that especially if I hate it, I'm really amped. Like with that Shin Godzilla thing. Like I mean, I went off.
That was a passionate review. That was a passionate review.
You know, that's the most you've ever heard me at all.
Yeah. Yeah. At one time.
Yeah.
Well, you had definite thoughts and
so like, because I can think about it. Like these shows, like I watch them and I forget about them like immediately unless something really monumental happens, and nothing's monumentally happening
Not yet. It's early.
You know, like
that's
the
thing.
most monumental thing, honestly, that's happened is that Superman and Supergirl on the same show.
Yeah. That's huge.
And
Never seen that shit before.
we're in like a dead spot for movies right now.
Well,
when Doctor Strange's going to come out,
Doctor Strange's gonna hit.
hopefully that like rattles me up a little bit because I think that trying to get excited about these shows every week is crazy.
Yeah.
No, it's impossible.
That's why we briefly just like I didn't get to watch Gotham, and like I said, I didn't watch. Legends and-
I'm behind on Gotham. I just got to the part where Evil Bruce cut his hair.
Oh, to pretend to be Bruce.
Yeah, and then I still got to watch like a couple more episodes of that. I still got
an Evil Bruce.
Cage.
Wait, never mind. I didn't even want to bring it up.
Yeah, some clone possibly.
No,
from
no,
the
stop.
Thing. You don't want to get into it because it's fucking stupid as fuck. But it's such a guilty pleasure. That fucking show. God. Oh, and well, here's a spoiler. The Penguin is mayor. I'll tell you that much.
No, I didn't know he was going to do it.
I just ruined it for Rugs. I'm glad I could do that.
I don't give a shit. It doesn't matter.
Look, listener, if we made you chuckle at all this episode, do us a favor, leave us a rating and review on iTunes. Just go to jockandnerd.com/review. We'd appreciate it. And that's it. What else can they do?
They should just really tell a friend because
tell somebody.
Mr. Throwback Thursday is going to tell a friend, and apparently new school is shit and old school is cool. I don't know.
Old school fresh.
There you
Plus,
go.
I've invaded their podcast with a series of speak pipes almost every week, and they're nice enough to play them. So I like this little back and forth between us. And
you should ask them an obscure question.
Yeah.
I think I will. Oh, fucking nerd! I got to think of one. I was actually
how many
thinking
nipples does Longshot have?
No, about old school hip hop.
Oh.
I got to ask him an obscure question about like a shitty old school hip. Why did the Fat Boys only have one album? They were
Why
brilliant.
do the Freaks come out at night?
Why do the Freaks come out at night?
What was that weekly battle on BET?
Not the one that Nick Cannon hosted.
None. That's MTV.
Oh, that's MTV.
That doesn't even count.
Yeah, no, that one sucked.
Talking battle rap?
No. It was on their 106th and Park show.
Is that the one with the Canadian? What's his name?
I don't fucking
Drake.
Drake, yeah.
No, Drake. No, you don't ever watch 106 and Park?
No, dude, I watched Yo MTV Raps when it was good back in the day.
Ed Lover.
That shit was the bomb. Ed Lover, Dr. Dre. Ed Lover still got a show on
That's
Backstage.
the first Dr. Dre. Before there was the other Dr. Dre.
Well, was he before that Dr. Dre?
I don't know.
I guess he was. I kind of felt like they were at the same time. Maybe the other
No,
Dr.
because
Dre.
like we're talking about Ed Lover and Dr. Dre, whereas like when like Heavy D was out. And this,
89,
and then,
89 NWA's been around since like 88 though.
Freestyle Friday.
maybe
is what it was.
Freestyle Friday. Was that any good? I don't remember that.
Yeah, I liked it.
I like the
Freestyle Friday. Yeah, you should ask him like who won Freestyle Friday on
this
Friday,
date.
September 24th, 2004. You know,
Dude, you know who's got some great freestyle? If you look up on YouTube, Sway in the Morning on Sirius, he has guys come in and they do this a freestyle session, and it's fucking good.
They spit off the dome.
Off the top of the head. No preparation, dude. This shit is amazing.
No preparation H.
No preparation H and no Massengill.
No.
Oh, shit. Or any of that shit. All right, Ruggs, where can they find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Really Rugboy.
Hit him up. Give him some
where
follows.
I will be battling all kinds of Shin Godzilla lovers.
Sign up for Rugboy at Really Rugboy on Twitter.com. Thanks for listening, listener. This is the Jock and Nerd Podcast. My name is Imran.
my name's Anthony.
He's the Jock.
He's the nerd.
We'll catch you next time.